From a looming government shutdown to the resignation of the Secretary of Defense to new developments in the Mueller probe, this was a big week in Washington.
And here to put at least some of it in perspective, hopefully, is political analyst John Keller. The news has been breaking nonstop.
Please pass the eggnog, if we have any.
Spiked? You want it spiked?
Oh, absolutely, I want it spiked. Look, what a week was never a more fitting title. Yeah. And this week seemed like a step beyond previous periods of chaos we've seen down in D.C. Now, if the government goes into partial shutdown tonight, it represents a major failure of our political process. The parties in Congress struggling to handle their most basic obligations, their task severely complicated by a president who neither party's leaders seem to feel they can trust. The sight of the president angrily threatening a shutdown 10 days ago and promising to take the blame for it, then today trying to blame it on Democrats, that's not going to inspire confidence in anyone going forward that his word is good, if they had any such confidence left to begin with. So I think that's the key thing to watch. No matter what Schumer and McConnell say, what will the president do?
So that's the big story right now. The big story just 24 hours ago was the resignation of the Defense Secretary, James Mattis, which seemed to shock the leaders of both congressional sides. Why was that?
Well, because Mattis was considered the last line of defense against the president's worst impulses. As you can see from the bipartisan outcry over his resignation and the blunt protest of Trump policies that General Mattis conveyed in his resignation letter, there's little confidence in the administration's ability to manage our turbulent foreign affairs without him. If the president now struggles to find a remotely qualified replacement, as he did when General Kelly, his chief of staff, quit, against the backdrop of controversial troop withdrawals from Syria and Afghanistan, well, you could start to see some of the first real cracks in President Trump's solid Republican support in Congress. You're hearing Republicans who haven't said boo about the Trump White House really expressing concern.
Yeah, a lot of that this week.
Yeah.
And there are reports that Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigations are nearing an end, and that comes on the heels of the sentencing of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, and that kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, that hearing on Monday was very interesting because it featured an outburst by the judge who accused Flynn of having, quote, sold your country out through his lobbying work for the Turkish government before the election. Well, he seemed to want to throw Flynn in jail despite Robert Mueller's recommendation of no jail time. Keep in mind, this is a judge Trump allies thought might buy their argument that Flynn was entrapped by the FBI. But that judge has reportedly read confidential documents stemming from the Mueller probe. And if those informed his outburst, it could be a glimpse behind the curtain into what the eventual Mueller report has in store. And whether it's in February, as some are speculating, or even later, when that thing drops, if it's what a lot of people expect, it's going to make this week seem like the good old days.
One large eggnog for John Keller.
Big, make it a double.
And remember, spiked.
John, thank you.